Content warning. This story contains psychological manipulation and themes of identity erosion.
I arrived early, as always. The hallway lights buzzed overhead, each fluorescent flicker louder than the last. My shoes tapped crisply against the tile, echoing through the sterile corridor of St. Leora Academy. There was no dust here, no laughter either. Just rows of lockers, painted the same government-issue blue, and glass-paned doors reflecting too much of me. The kind of clean that repels memory, like no one had ever loved her. Room 314 was my sanctuary. My chalkboard, my lesson plans, my students, my order. But today, my stomach curled as soon as I touched the handle. It was cold, greasy, like someone had touched it too long. I stepped inside. My binder, thick with syllabi and worksheets, felt lighter. I opened it. White. Page after page. All of it blank. No writing, no annotations. Just white. Miss Halloway. The principal stood in the doorway. Her lips were drawn so tight. They seemed to split her face. We need to speak. I stood. I don't understand. My curriculum's right here. I submitted. Are you sure? She asked, tilting her head like a crow. We've received nothing. I clicked open my laptop. The syllabus had been sent. I remembered doing it. Printing backups, leaving copies in Bill's inbox. But the folders were gone. The drafts, the emails. Blank windows stared back at me. Maybe you're just overwhelmed, she added. As a temporary adjunct, it's easy to lose track. That's why we don't assign core curriculum to mentorship roles. She shut the door behind her. Not loud, just soft enough to feel seen. Like she was preserving something. The students arrived in perfect rows. Silent, too still, too symmetrical. I turned to the board to write the date. My hand moved with confidence, but the chalk trailed nonsense. Spirals, broken symbols, no letters I knew. I wiped it away. It came back. Did anyone read the essay I assigned? They blinked. There was no essay, one boy said. You don't assign work. I turned to my desk. No stack of essays, no USB in my pocket. I stared at my hands. Chalk dust clung to my palms like the memory of something I couldn't prove. I called Bill. You've always taught reading lab, he said. Number no, I write the curriculum. I submitted it last week. You're not on the curriculum committee, Jules. My name caught in his throat, like it was new to him. That night, I copied the entire syllabus by hand again. I sealed it in an envelope. Hid it under my mattress. In the morning, my room was pristine. Nothing on the desk. No envelope. The chalkboard filled with symbols I now understood. Not their meaning, but their structure. Recursive. Intentional. Like blueprints written by something that remembered language differently. I ran. Down the hall, into the basement. Through the storage rooms where unused desks and broken microscopes lived, to the old record office. The door was open. I flipped through the logbooks. There was no record of my hire, no emergency contact, no certification on file. A name I didn't recognize was listed under room 314. E. Bales, hired 6 years ago, still active. I tore the page out. My fingers bled across the laminate. Paper blinked, and when I looked again, it said J. Halloway, audit track, shadow curriculum, audit track. I tried to scream, but my throat burned and static. My lips only shaped the phrases I'd written 1,000 times. That night, I took the chalk. I scratched my name into the wall, letter by letter. The wall blinked. My name twisted, reversed, rewritten. Now, I speak only what I've written. I rehearse every sentence in the mirror. I no longer ad-lib. I no longer think. The students smile when I teach, even when I forget what the subject is, even when they remind me who I'm not.
You've been listening to the Scary Story Network 16, where shadows speak and the silence listens back.